Hello.
Hi there.
Welcome to another one of our horror reviews. I'm Randy.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Bagman.
Yes.
Right? Bagman. Welcome to our 31 Days of Halloween Horror. This is day 7. And we watched Bagman. Not to be confused with Baghead. That was released months ago.
It was released back in February or something.
Yeah.
This is a brand new movie. It's released to select theaters. I don't think it's on streaming yet.
No.
And it stars a very not famous cast right now. A lot of new actors.
The only actor that's really famous is the main guy, which is Sam Claflin. I think is his name.
Oh, that's true. I think he has been in something before. I know what, but
the only movie I know him from is Me Before You, and he was in the Hunger Games.
Oh man, I know from Hunger Games. I know. Okay.
Yeah, he was the buff dude in Hunger Games.
Really?
The asshole.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, this was a very, not very talked about movie. I think they showed some posters before, very little promotion for this movie. And, the poster made it look very interesting. Just this doll, this kind of eerie, creepy doll. The poster here, you see, plays a big part in the movie, but, it's not huge, but a pretty big part. It's the story of this family that lives out in the woods, and it's this father, when he was a kid, he heard the story about this Bagman, who in different cultures is this creature that grabs good kids and stuffs in the bag and takes them away.
Yeah.
He grows up, and you find out that when he was a child, a lock of his hair is stolen, and when you get a lock of your hair stolen, this creature can find you whenever he wants to and wherever you are. And as long as he has that, he can continue to carry out his plans to grab you. And although he goes after children, you think that after him going after his son in this movie with his wife, all these different things leading up to the son finding all these different toys, all these different little things, from the creature going after his son, that he actually isn't after his son, he's after the father from when he was a kid, and still has his lock of hair and wants him. And should we give spoilers?
Yeah, there's not too much to spoil about this movie.
Do you want to give the ending?
But the ending.
Do you want to tell you what happens?
Yeah, we can tell him what happens.
The father gets taken away with the Bagman. He gets sacked.
This movie was.
It's dark.
It was different.
It was a very different kind of movie.
I didn't expect too much from this movie going into it because I hadn't watched a preview.
It was only an hour and a half.
Yeah, and it was only an hour and a half.
I think it honestly could have been drawn out a bit more. I usually don't say that.
The story could have been.
I hate to say, usually I don't say this, but usually, if anything, I tell it to be trimmed down. In this case, I think this movie could have been elongated a bit. There's a lot more that could have happened in this movie, I think. There was so much that I think had good quality. There was really good acting. I really liked this movie. I think that, like, the biggest thing is I think I wanted more context. I wanted to see more of this Bagman creature that was actually pretty creepy. This doll that he uses, that he made of the father from when he was a little kid, that gives him like a little hat. You don't see it here in this poster, but he has like a little hat and like this shirt from when he was in a baseball, like a little mini baseball league from when he was a kid. Just different stuff. Really kind of, the story and the legend of Bagman, the lore. I think I've heard of him actually before, briefly, but there's not.
You think it's true?
I don't know if it's true. I do know I've heard of the story of the Bagman though, and I think it's fun to listen to the lore. Yeah, I think when they talked about it in the movie, I think I wanted to hear more about it though. Like they touched on it very briefly, and I did talk about like some basic stuff, but not that much. I wanted to hear more. I think. And I don't know, the acting was really good. There were some decent, it wasn't like super light on jump scares, although it was very atmospheric, and there were some very unsettling, intense kind of suspense, very kind of jumpy movie, but not like in a sense where it's like those cheap jump scares, really like just like more raw jump scares, like people bang, like knocking on the window, and a little bit more visceral, a little bit more offbeat, I guess I'd say, not like really rhythmic, like in a lot of movies it's very rhythmic, it's very like you can see it coming, it's very abrupt. Right. And it's not like the music, it's just a very sudden change in the atmosphere. There's I think this is going to be a very underrated movie this year, and I think it's one that I'm going to like more than a lot of people. But yeah, I gave this movie 4.5 stars. I forget which, but something like that. It was really good. I think it could have just been drawn out more and given more, depth. But I think there was a lot here. I think the acting was great. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Anything else that you?
I think it was creepy. It wasn't scary. But
Yeah.
It was creepy. And like this
unsettling. I think it was a little scary, but I mean
the jump scares.
Not like I got scared,
weren't really like They were more like, oh fuck.
Well, as I've heard some describe, some fear is subjective and scary is subjective. I don't think I get scared. When I say scary, I don't mean like I get so scared. I think it is just a unsettling kind of eerie concept, kind of more so like raw. I think this movie felt very raw, which I think is something that I don't see a lot in movies. I kind of like that too. I like how this creature, the way they presented it, felt very raw. It wasn't like very dialed up and very like this movie didn't feel like, I think in some ways the acting felt like it was more, how do I say it, it felt high budget and at the same time it felt low budget. It was very in tune with what it wanted to do. It had a very it had a very together kind of feeling, but at the same time it was also something that was very raw, and they could and it didn't feel like it needed to be very too done up. It was just the right level of, it felt like a familiar thing that could happen to a modern family living out in the wilderness, kind of just living in a very desolate area.
Oh, the acting was really good. His wife, I thought, was phenomenal.
She was.
And her acting at the end of the movie was just, I don't know why I cried.
Oh, it was a very good performance.
Like, the ending comes, and yes, he gets
taken.
The dad gets taken.
Yeah.
And just shoved in this
his
duffel
lace
bag.
is broken.
Yeah, just shoved in this
the creature
duffel
just
bag.
He's like, take me, I know you want me, and then like the creature just grabs him and starts stuffing him and like bending his joints in very violently, and just, it's not gory, it's not graphic, it's
just tragic.
Well, it's graphic, but it's very visceral, but it's not like really gory. This movie is just very much reliant on atmosphere.
Yes.
Also the cave where the mine was, where this creature dwelled, like it's on this old mine, and these corridors and these like tunnels and all that
stuff.
Yeah, there are all these deep caverns and stuff. It's very unsettling, very dark, and also what the creature did to lure the father was also just disturbing. Basically, he makes it seem like he's going to kidnap the son. The father thinks he took his son. You hear him crying, and it's that doll that he made of the father from when he was a little kid, and inside is a voice box thing, and it's the sound of the son crying out for help. It's so messed up. And he goes into the tunnel to grab his so-called son, and he finds a doll, plays back, he fiddles with it, and figures out that it's actually just this little music box type thing inside the doll.
Yeah.
And he was just lured, and the son's fine. You think the son's kidnapped, he was completely fine.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I gave it 4 stars, I think, too.
4, I think it was 4.5, but I don't know, it was something like that. It was really good.
I might give it 4.5 later on, but like right now it's sitting at a 4.
I think that's fair. I think I'd like a 4, 4.5.
It was really good. Check this one out in movie theaters if you can.
Definitely.
It's in select theaters. Like, we had to find a specific theater.
Look online and search the movie up and find it in the theater closest to you.
Because it wasn't playing at AMC. It was somewhere else.
Well, that happened with a lot of movies. Orphan First Kill was like that too. Also, a couple movies this year that came out that weren't in select theaters too.
So thank you, Maya Cinemas, for having Bagman.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, that's pretty much all. Like and follow for more daily horror content. We're doing the 31 Days of Horror. So either him or I will be filming videos here.
Yeah, but like and follow for more, and continue watching our videos. Thank you so much, and take care.
Take care. Have a good night.
Bye.
Deuces.